Hi viewers, welcome back. My name is Adeola Fayehun. Right now we are joined via phone by the Senator for Kaduna Central Senatorial District, Senator Shehu Sani. Welcome to SaharaTV.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So right now we know that the National Assembly has been on holiday, but when you come back, a lot of people are eagerly looking forward to the issues that will be discussed when you come back.
Yes.
Do you mind telling us some of the issues that will be discussed when you come back?
Thank you very much. Well, first and foremost, we are supposed to resume from recess next week, Tuesday, but we've just gotten a statement that it has been shifted to the upper week Tuesday, which is on the 28th. And when we come back, there are issues which we are going to address. And first and foremost is the constitution of the Senate committees. And then secondly, we will address issues that have to do with the agenda for the 8th Senate. And then we will also address issues about the review of the allowances and salaries of the alleged parliamentarians. And then hopefully we are expecting to get the ministerial nominees from Mr. President, and then these are issues which we hope to address when we immediately return from the recess.
I see. And speaking of allowances, I'm glad that you brought that up because a number of lawmakers reacted to it, and I'm just wondering what you think regarding the reactions of Nigerians to the wardrobe allowance and so many other allowances being given to the lawmakers.
The 8th Senate is very sensitive about the views of Nigerians, especially expressed in the social media and other avenues to which they express their opinions. And the issues of the allowances and remunerations for the senators and members of House of Reps is one issue which we put forward to address when we return. But before we went on recess, the Senate has constituted 2 committees, one of which is specifically to address this very issue. And we believe that we should be sensitive to this very issue which Nigerians feel strongly about. And we believe that our remuneration should simply be reviewed to reflect the reality, the economic realities of the country today. And at the end of the day, the report that will come out of that committee and the position of the Senate and the House of Reps, we hope will appease Nigerians as far as this issue is concerned. And it is not simply about wardrobe allowance, but it is the general review of what every senator and House member earns monthly or quarterly. Certainly, that issue will be addressed, and Nigerians will be pleased with what will come out of it.
I see. I appreciate that you've spoken like in general for all lawmakers, but I'm actually trying to get your personal reaction. There was a lawmaker, for example, that said he's willing to donate some of his allowance, some part of his own allowance to widows or people that are not paid their workers' salaries. Do you think that some of these allowances are actually outrageous? Like personally, on a personal level, I'm just trying to know your stand on some of these allowances.
Well, you see, the issues are 2. First of all, is that do you stand for a situation whereby the salaries and allowance should be maintained as they are while you share it to your constituencies? Or will you go for what is among most Nigerians, that the salaries should be scaled down and then to reflect the economic situation in the country today? I tell you that every parliamentarian faces this dilemma. We are at one hand, there is so much pressure on the parliamentarians to address the social, economic, and pecuniary needs of your constituencies. And then at the end of the day, there is also the moral need for senators and members of House of Reps to make sacrifices and reduce their allowances and remuneration. And I, for one, I believe that we should toe the line of most Nigerians, and that is the salaries should be improved to reflect the economic situations in the country, while our own constituents have to know clearly that we can only work within what we are able to earn. And I think this is very, very important. And if you categorize the kind of constituencies we come from, I believe that 90 to 95% of our people who I represent want to see projects in their constituency and want to see also the social and economic needs of theirs addressed. And then, but it can't also be put entirely with the reduction in remuneration, but the very fact that our country is facing their economic problems, and there is a need for parliamentarians to lead by example. So we have to put the balance. One is to get the remunerations and allowances that will be in tandem with the reality of our country, and at the same time to use what we are able to have to address the basic issues that are within the constituencies which we represent.
I see. Also, I understand that lawmakers are suing the government for spending without consulting the National Assembly, like the bailout money that Mr. President recently gave to states to pay their workers' salary. I'm trying to find out the update on this case.
Well, when the bailout happened, we are still on recess, and we are still on recess now. And whatever will be the position of the Senate or House of Reps will be when we return from recess.
I see.
And those who have decided to go to court or to sue the executive arm perhaps are doing it as either individual parliamentarians but without the general consent of the National Assembly. But what I can say is clearly is that we should understand the situation in which we find ourselves. When states could not be able to pay salary, it is a thing of concern also to the federal government. When people are not paid after working, it's not simply an issue of finance, it is also a national security problem. So I think we should all look at it from this point of view. All we want is a nation that works, and also a people that are comfortable with their government at all levels. So the intervention by President Muhammad Buhari, as far as I'm concerned, as a person, I think is the right thing to do, going by the very fact that the states are still a component part of Nigeria, and there is no reason why, if there is the resources to assist, there is no reason why they should not be able to assist them. After all, the resources that the federal government is in control of come from the states.
I see. And also there has been quite a number of issues in the Senate. For example, we know that the deputy president of Senate is a PDP member, and some APC members are saying that he must go. People are wondering how you plan on settling like your differences in the Senate.
Now, let me clarify this. First of all, I was not among those who went into the Senate on the 9th of June to have a hybrid legislature between the APC and the PDP. But after that, I think we have to tell ourselves the truth. And we are now in a very difficult situation. The very fact that we have a deputy Senate president from the PDP is also a better alternative, because we could have also have a Senate president from the PDP, because actually the APC senators were divided, and the PDP wanted to take advantage of even having a Senate president, which that did not happen. Now, if you remove a Madu and replace him with an APC senator, Now, what we are going to have is that the PDP within the Senate will now be a potent opposition that will continue to oppose anything that the executive arm presents. And then, as far as the APC are not, the legislators now are not united, and now when you have a PDP as a front to confront, that will be an additional problem. Now, Ekweremadu is the subject matter. The presence of Ekweremadu as a deputy Senate president had made it impossible for the PDP to play the role of an opposition in the Senate. And also the very fact that if you remove Ekweremadu now, you are simply firing them up to be opposed to anything that was presented by the executive to the Senate, and to be a serious problem as far as running of the Senate is concerned. And also Ekweremadu today is being seen to, the whole thing has been politically interpreted that he represents a section of the country in the power equation in Nigeria today. And evicting him out of that very seat will create more problems than the solutions which we think it will create. So as far as I'm concerned, I did not vote for the PDP, but we have found ourselves in a situation now that we simply have to learn to do with what we have. And what is most important is that Nigerians want to see the government deliver. And the government cannot deliver if you have a rancorous Senate, a divided Senate, and a Senate that is turning against itself. We're going to have a problem. So for now, I think what should matter most to us now is how can we as senators work together for the progress of Nigeria and also for the success of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration.
And I'm really glad that you brought up the issue of the fact that it looks like so many issues are going on, that there is a division even among APC lawmakers themselves, because right now it looks like there are two factions. Like there are some who are loyal to the Senate President Bukola Saraki, and it looks like there are others that are not. Do you mind saying anything about that?
Well, before the election of Saraki, we exist in camps as either members of the Unity Forum or like minds. But as for me, immediately Saraki's election happened, and President Muhammadu Buhari made a clear statement that his election, even though it goes against the party, but it's constitutional and he's prepared to work with him. I simply announced my disengagement from any cluster groups that exist within the Senate. I personally do not belong to any of the group that exists for now. I recognize what Buhari recognized, which is Saraki as a Senate president, and I'm there to work for Nigeria and also for the success of this very administration. But you must say clearly that certainly the acrimony within the factions still exists, and hopefully as reconciliations continue, we will have a solution to this problem when we return. But for now, certainly there is that grandstanding that some still see themselves as members of like minds, and some still see themselves as members of Unity Forum.
I wanted to ask you a question about Boko Haram. We're trying to figure out exactly what is going on, because it looks like they've intensified their activities since President Muhammadu Buhari came into power, and it appeared as if they were being defeated by the time that President Jonathan was leaving. So what is going on that now they're even more active than they used to be?
Well, I think they are at the best position to answer that, this resurgence. But from my own analysis of the situation is that they used to run a warfare that involves taking over territories, hosting their flags, and unleashing their own kind of rule within the areas which they are in control. But the coordinated action between Nigeria and other neighboring countries have dislodged them away from their camps and also send them out of territories which they claim to have control. And now they return back to the old strategy of suicide bombings and guerrilla attacks. And this is what we are having now. Now, the upsurge, the resurgence of the group is a testimony to the very fact that they are not concerned about the changes in government, and they are determined to continue to fight. It is also a wake-up call to all of us who thought that the success that was, in quotes, that was achieved towards the end of the Jonathan administration was actually a success. I think what simply happened was that they were under intense pressure, and then they simply gave out territories and now returned to suicide bombings, which was the case 2 to 3 years ago. And also, we can say it clearly, the very fact that they have come out strongly is a clear indication that it is not yet over, and that we still need to do a lot in terms of containing and crushing the insurgency.
And speaking of Boko Haram, I'm wondering how you would rate the performance of President Muhammadu Buhari so far. I'm sure that you are aware of what so many people have been saying, that, oh, he's been slow and so on. How would you rate Mr. President's performance so far?
What we should understand is that, first of all, it is not possible for President Muhammadu Buhari to address the mess that was unleashed in Nigeria in the last 16 years, within the very few weeks which he has taken over power. And secondly, it is better you make a slow step in the right direction than a fast step in the wrong direction. And thirdly, what I would say is that Buhari's actions so far, he has made positive steps which are all in the advance towards addressing this problem. He has reached out to the countries of Niger, Chad, and Cameroon Republic. He has also shifted the command and control of Nigerian army to the northeastern part of Nigeria. And there is also a clear sign that the military's top hierarchy has been purged. Those that were the relic of the past, the old order. And there is also a clear commitment that he is determined to crush this insurgency, and also with the assistance and pledges which he has gotten from the world powers is also an encouraging step. So President Muhammadu Buhari has been doing a lot, but I can understand the very fact that Nigerians need more, and he should do more. But he has been doing what every president who has a vision for Nigeria or for his country should do.
I see. Thank you so much, Senator Shehu Sani, for joining us today on Sahara TV. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, viewers, that has been Senator Shehu Sani, the Senator for Kaduna Central Senatorial District, and we sure that you've enjoyed this interview. Stay tuned, we have much more to come.